Ave Maria.
Today is the feast of St. Peter Martyr, also known as Peter of Verona. He was born in Verona. In the year 1205, he died some 46 years later. His parents were Manichaeans. The Manichaeans were a heresy that denied that God created all things. Essentially, for them, there were two gods: a good God who created the spirit and all the spiritual worlds, the angels, and an evil God who created matter. The evil God then trapped the human soul into a material body, and so they despised the body and thought that the body was essentially evil, and consequently anything material was regarded as evil. For that reason, they rejected the incarnation. They said God would not come into an evil body. And there were other heresies that bludgeoned from this. So he was born into this family. His father, however, valued education, and so sent his son to a Catholic priest because of the educational value. And whenever his son came home, he immediately instilled in him the heretical, the Manichaean values. However, Peter was a very reasonable person, and he was balancing the two. His uncle said to his father, "You better take the boy away because he is not as stupid as you think he is." The father said, "No, he has perfect control of his son." So at the age of 15, in fact, at the age of 12, he was sent to the University of Bologna, and he got his degree at the age of 15. And it's at that point that he met Saint Dominic and became a Dominican priest, much to his father's chagrin. As a Dominican, he studied and he began to preach. And in his preaching, he was able to convert many of the Manichaeans, which in fact was why St. Dominic established the Dominicans. After many years, 20 years as Dominican, he had converted so many that he was waylaid on the way to Milan, and the assassin split his head with an axe. But he got up and he said, "Lord Jesus, do not hold this sin against them." And at which point the assistant to the second assassin stabbed him, and so he died. But immediately, in fact, he was buried the next day, and immediately the miracles began. There were conversions, especially of the Manichaeans. The two assassins who escaped to another town, their remorse was so great that they themselves became Dominicans, and they stayed as brothers because of the shedding of blood. They were not allowed into the priesthood, but they spent the rest of their lives in penance and also preaching the Catholic faith. Saint Peter's tomb is in Verona, in Milan, where he was assassinated. But because he was born in Verona, he's known as Saint Peter of Verona. So we learn that the grace of God is such that as long as we, one, have goodwill, and two, we use our reason, we will always be able to discover the true faith.
Santa Maria.